Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the first episode of Blunt Talk for the new year.
Jeez.
I know, but it's what, third or fourth episode? Fourth.
Ah, I don't know. I'm a woman. I'm not good with math, Crystal.
I
I'm
want
sorry.
to say it has to be our fifth one, and
I,
I'm the one who's good at math. I should know this.
yeah,
I
I
was
have no
I,
idea.
I was the math nerd in school, so I was a nerd in everything. But that's besides the point. That's not my
that's
nerdiness.
that's another show, Crystal. That's another
Yeah,
show.
my nerdiness is a whole other topic, but today we are tackling why is this a thing? Basically, anything and everything. Red and I don't understand why it exists. Why it's we don't know why it's a thing, and we're gonna talk about it today. So, because we were getting into it before the show, do we want to start off with books?
Sure, go ahead. Because I think that was more your thing.
That was so basically. Uh, if you guys are any sort of reader, or if you keep, even if you just keep an eye on like the most popular books going on and whatnot, for some reason it's become a thing where most popular books have to be, it seemingly are part of like either a trilogy or this huge series that is like this big thing to tackle instead of like just being a standalone or even just a simple duology. Like there's like no smaller collections anymore. It seems like it's like the what sparked this was a friend of mine who's a writer. She tweeted out talking about, you know, how, what would make this YA book even better if it was a standalone, and it's especially in the YA, which is young adult, especially in the YA genre and fantasy, it's become such a thing where any new book that releases that has a lot of hype, you can pretty much guarantee it's a part of a trilogy, like every single time. And I don't, Red, I don't understand. Why are people doing this?
I
I
don't
don't,
I don't
I don't
know.
know. I uh, okay, now I'm starting to get theories, but it's, I wonder, because when we look, if you like look back when fantasy really kicked off with like J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings series and C.S. Lewis. I don't know if C.S. Lewis necessarily had a trilogy, but I think he had a series with the Narnia books and Terry Pratchett. All those books came from series. Tolkien was a trilogy. Pratchett has a huge series. Um, C.S. Lewis, I think, at the very least, has a trilogy, and so it's kind of the same thing that happens with movies, where if something takes off, others kind of try to attach the same factors to kind of be successful at the same time. It's kind of it's been talked about, especially with J.R.R. Tolkien, like people trying to do some similar things that he did, but quote unquote better, to kind of gain traction and be like, see, this is good too. This may even be better than what you read before. Check out the like it's kind of that situation, like something. Oh, thank you, Madness. The Narnia books had 7 books.
Are
Thank you.
you serious?
Yeah, and
That's a lot.
yeah, and Madness pointed out that 7 is an important biblical number, which
Yeah,
is good.
I think it's perfection. Stands
Yeah,
for perfection.
which is good to note because, fun fact, Tolkien and C.S. Lewis, even though they were friends, they constantly got into heated debates because C.S. Lewis was very much including religious Christian allegory in his books, while Tolkien vehemently disliked that. To- Tolkien believed that because Tolkien was a really religious man too, but he really did not think that it had any place in the world, at the very least that he was creating,
Mhm.
because he thought it just. I can't remember exactly everything he said about it, but I I think much of it was that he felt that it would do the opposite effect of what C.S. Lewis thought it would do, and so they constantly had very heated debates about it. And I think there's even a rumor that they stopped being friends for a period of time before rekindling because one of their arguments just got so heated.
They're rebooting the movies. Oh no. Listen.
Uh,
Oh my gosh. Look, that leads me into my next one, right? Like I don't understand what's with all this Disney thing that's going on, like these live act. Stop taking my childhood movies and fucking butchering them.
oh
Dumbo, Dumbo, live action Dumbo. Come on. And
yeah.
Lion King. What are you gonna do with that? And I mean, Aladdin. I told you, like I seen it in the theater. Yeah, I liked it, but that was just because as a kid I was freaking weird and thought Aladdin was cute. So at least, at least it would be acceptable if it was an actual real life person and not a drawing. Like I wouldn't feel like I needed therapy. So that one makes sense. The other ones, I don't get it.
Oh my gosh, the Lion King one annoys me because it's like, why are you making a live action movie when you pretty much have to make it all CGI anyway because of the animals? Why are you? Why? Why? Just because we have all this CGI technology doesn't mean we have to use it for every single thing possible.
What? You could do other things?
Yeah.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Who knew?
I did not.
Well, there you go. Mind blown. You can do different things.
I'm sorry I cut you off, but that really angers me. That
No, it angers me too. And
Oh, dude, Lady and the Tramp, I won't watch it. I refuse to watch it. That ticks me off. If they take Aristocats and they do that with Aristocat, I'm fucking done, Krystle. I'm just done. I don't watch that shit no more. I will burn all my Disney movies. Do I have Disney movies? I don't think I have any DVDs. No, my kids do. That's fucked up. I can't burn my kids' DVDs. I'm gonna say I'll videotape myself burning them, but I'm like, oh, it's the kids. I will buy extra just to make a video of me burning them. No, that's stupid. I won't do that.
I mean,
I might.
Yeah. Yeah, it's oh my gosh. Especially it's
Who is
like
this person? New Wildlife Ministries. Look what Disney did with Star Wars. They really royally screwed that up. Star Wars sucks too. I don't get it. Sorry, I don't get it.
um it's like I know this isn't a Disney movie, but it says something the when the CGI in older movies looks far better than the ones in Cats that came out recently.
Didn't watch it.
I I didn't watch it either. I can't. It looks so creepy. Have you seen the CGI?
I don't want to talk about it. I have nightmares. I can't.
So disturbing. I just nope. I'm done. Nope. I quit. I quit. I'm done. I'm out. I'm out. I
Is
am.
there what else? What else don't you understand?
Um. Hmm. Wow. Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna do it. I have a beef with Mr. George R. Martin. Okay.
Who the hell is that? Who the hell is that?
He's the guy behind the whole Game of Thrones nonsense.
Oh my gosh. We're
Okay.
really gonna do this? This show?
Yes. And
It's
here's
only
why.
popular because it's got that hot blonde or whatever it is in it.
Listen, I
Uh-oh.
have a bone to pick because as a writer myself, I have a bone to pick, and here's why. Two
Mm.
main things. One, he I'm sorry, I don't care if the advice when applied properly is good advice because he's in the writer sphere, he's known for his rule and advice of kill, quote unquote kill your darlings, which basically means if there's something you're really attached to but it doesn't really mesh or work with everything else, you gotta scrap it no matter how much it's near and dear to you. Which makes sense because sometimes things that you really love don't necessarily fit into your story. However, everyone applauds him for the way he handles deaths in Game of Thrones. But even if it is in cases done well and it really suits the story, I personally it drives me nuts because there's been interviews where it's basically clear that even if if he doesn't directly say it, he's essentially killing characters just to mess with the viewer. Like just to make the viewer connected to someone and then be like, oh sorry, they're dead now. Oops, no one's safe. It's like that is such a cheap way to get a reaction out of people, and I can't respect that. I'm sorry, I just
You
can't.
you would hate me if I was to write because I just kill off everyone. I would like I made a show, right? I would let it slowly build up where I'm like, yeah, people look at the feedback. All these people love this character to be like, next season, boom, dead. Like you'd be so angry. I would take away everything.
Like
I'd be
I
the troll of movie making.
see, I have like if it fits the story, I have no problem with a lot of characters dying, but it's for me, it's because I jokingly call myself the devil because of the torture I put my characters through. I clearly do not have a thing against putting your characters through hell. But for me, it's the whole thing of the reason behind it. And if the reason behind it is purely just for shock value, I can't get behind it, man. I can't.
You know, I'm gonna write a short skit and I'm gonna send it to you to edit it. I'm gonna trigger you so
Oh man.
just people dying for no reason. Like it doesn't fit the storyline at all. There's no reason for it. Just happened.
um, and another thing that really bugs me about George R. R. Martin too, and this is solely on a professional writer level, it's the fact that he can get away with shit that if I or any other writer tried to pull, would get fired for. But because he's George R. R. Martin, he gets away with it. And it's because it's been a thing with the last book in the Game of Thrones series that needs to come out still hasn't come out. And for years and years and years, it's been a cycle of George R. R. Martin saying, it's almost done. And then the next year, it's like, oh, just need a little more time, but it's almost done. Oh, it'll get there. It's almost done. 2 more years later, it's almost done. Meanwhile, he's cranking out all these other things at the same time. And it's just like, if I dragged my feet like that, like he is, I would get blackballed, and it drives me nuts because
Yeah, but
it's like
that's everything. It's not just writing.
no,
It doesn't matter what it is.
no, I know, but I think it mostly drives me nuts because I have friends who like George R. R. Martin, and I get it, and they like him, but they also are able to criticize him, and that I have no issue with because I love I love J.R.R. Tolkien too, but I can also see there's his writing isn't perfect either, even though I love it. But it's the fact that for so long he's been put on this pedestal of like, oh my gosh, this is the most amazing thing ever from the most amazing writer ever, and it irks me because it's just like No, this is not how it should work.
Yeah, but that's how things work now. Well, I shouldn't say now. They've always worked that way.
Yeah, I know, but it's. I still wonder why it's being read. That's why I'm including it in this show called "Why Is It a Thing."
See, you have, I'm not trying to knock myself. I don't normally do that, but you have more sophisticated type of anger directed towards, more sophisticated stuff. I'm more general, run of the mill, like backwoods type feel, like when someone walks behind my car or steps out in front of me. When I don't understand what would possess a person to see a car, see it's moving, and think the appropriate response for that is to walk exactly where it's driving.
Oh my gosh.
Explain that to me. It happens all the time. It's almost like I'm supposed to hit them. Like in my head, I'm like, maybe I'm supposed to hit them. Maybe that's why they keep walking out in front of me. Are they walking out in front of everybody? They just walking out in front of me. What would happen if I just bumped one just a little bit, not enough to actually hurt them? Because I don't want to hurt them. Just scare them, and maybe they'll be like, maybe I shouldn't walk out in front of a car, or just lay on my horn for a long time and just scare the shit out of them.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, that one really bothers me. Can you tell?
No, I get it though, because it's. Oh my gosh. See.
Oh, no. Listen, that one tweet that I put out, right? That the one about someone walking out in front of me.
Yeah.
Did you see it? Did you see it?
I don't think so. I might have missed that one.
That one really fucking happened. Like I was driving in a parking lot. I just went to the grocery store and I stopped because there's a stop sign there. And I go to go. There's no one there. I already looked. There's no one there. All of a sudden, these two girls come out of the grocery store. Like the one went to stop and the other one just walked right out in front of me, looked over at her friend and was like, she's supposed to stop, right? That pissed me off. I know that's what she said because I could hear it. I had my window down a little bit, so I put it down the whole way. And I'm like, I'm not expected to stop because some crack whore doesn't know that she's not supposed to walk out in front of a moving car.
Damn.
And she just looked at me. She's like, what'd you say? Like I fucking stutter. You're not supposed to walk out in front of a moving car. I stopped and you jumped out in front of me. If you have a death wish, do it with somebody else. And she just kept walking, and her friend like trying to walk away like I'm some crazy lady. I didn't jump out in front of a car. Her friend did. She needs better friends, Krystle. She's gonna end up dead walking out in front of people.
I just want to say that this is why we love you.
Huh?
This is why we love you, though.
Why? Because I yell at people? Krystle, I am too small to have this attitude because one of these days I'm gonna get my ass beat because I can't be quiet. I can't do it. I don't care. And then people look at me after I say it, and they're looking at me like, you ever see a little dog go at a big dog, and the big dog, it takes a second, like just staring at the little dog, like I could fucking eat you. What are you doing? That's essentially what happens when I yell at people. I'm like a chihuahua attacking a bunch of Rottweilers, and like they don't know how to react to me because they know they could take me out, but I sound crazy, so they're scared at the same time.
Oh my god,
it's great. The look on their face.
Oh man. To be fair though, the only reason why I have like more quote unquote sophisticated ones is because I was having trouble coming up with like stuff like that, even though I do have things like that. And so whenever I just got pissed at something, I wrote it down. For this
what do you call that? The anger journal?
It's like
Krystle's angry journal.
It's my little angry notepad.
Is it all scribbled? Like, did you furiously write it, or did you write it nice?
I mean, it's kind of. I mean, it's in cursive.
You did. You wrote it angry.
I wrote it in cursive.
You wrote it angry cursive.
Yeah. Oh my god. My 5 on this is such. It's so janky. Like it looks like a J instead of a 5. I don't know what I was doing, but
You were being angry. Oh my gosh, you got triggered in your own journal, Krystle. What the?
yes, I did. Yes, I did. Oh my god.
Oh, my side hurts.
Ah, same here. Do you
Do you
know
have
what?
it? I have a lot of things that confuse me and make me angry, Krystle. So you better jump in because
Well,
I'll just run down a whole long list.
I guess the next one I want to bring up, which kind of adds to your whole, oh, I have all the sophisticated ones because I have noted down the mistreatment of history as
Dude,
something else.
Krystle, these should be reversed, right? Like I'm 37 and you're what? Just turned 20?
Yeah.
Be a 20-year-old.
Okay, but history fascinates me and it pisses me off when people mistreat it.
I love
Okay?
you so much. I know.
Because okay. Here's the thing.
Okay.
Because uh, I again, someone reminded me of this on Twitter because there's a historical fiction writer I follow, and she made a tweet talking about why is it historical shows and books always overtly sexualize like the stuff in history, and I realized like, holy crap, yeah, why is it? It's either so ultra conservative cliche, or it's so absurdly sexual that it's like there's no in between with people, and it drives me insane. It's like it's chock full of Puritans that like freak out because someone's I don't know, maybe I don't know, they're singing or some shit. And then
Oh,
there's
1 second, real quick. Hi, Pastor. I do know who you are, actually. I looked you up quick. All right, go ahead, Krystle. Continue your rant.
it's either people getting upset because it's like, oh my gosh, this woman is walking by herself, the heathen, or or women are in corsets with their boobs popping out. It's
Dude,
like,
you're really going to get this? You're going to get that conversation started then?
no, not that part. But here's the thing: it drives me nuts, especially since because I've been I don't know why I started, but I started watching videos about how women dress historically, like the whole like actual historically accurate of like this. No, this is what the corset did. This is how the corset works, and then this is the layers, and it's really fascinating watching because it's let me see if I can remember one. Just to kind of quickly summarize it, there's one. It's either 18th century or something, and it's the undergarment, and then there's a it's like this little thing they wrap around their waist to kind of add more of a height to their back curve. So it's like they wrap around padding, and then they put on a underskirt, and then they put on a corset. They tie it up and whatnot, and then and then there's like another layer, and then there's a like a handkerchief stretched across their chest to add warmth, and it's like as it's going through the process, it's kind of explaining like they did this for this, and then they did that for warmth, and they added this and they added that, and it's like it was really fascinating because okay, I didn't know before that historical dresses actually had pockets.
Huh.
They actually had like they actually had a separate pocket they would tie around their waist, and then the upper layers would have slits so they could easily access it. So the pockets were deeper inside because they were a underlayer, but they were still accessible through the overlayers. I never knew that shit, okay? I never knew that because they don't show it in TV shows or books. The historical act. No, they just focus on like you dress like this, you're a heathen, but there's also this, and it's sexy, and it's like, no, you fools! It's so beautiful. You're destroying the beautiful accuracy of the dresses.
Holy crap.
Sorry.
Well, no, that's okay. Like my husband and my stepfather both do the same thing, but they do it with guns. Like if there's a movie that's going on and somebody shoots, right? They're like, "Oh, well that gun, this kind of gun doesn't carry that many bullets, so this is inaccurate." I'm like, "Can you just watch the movie? Just watch the movie. Stop pointing out. You're ruining the movie." Because they'll sit there the whole way through it and be like, "Oh, well, this is incorrect. Let me tell you why." Look, fucker, I don't care. Shut up. Let me watch it. I don't care. This guy is good looking and he has a gun. Let me enjoy myself. Shut your mouth. Gotta ruin it.
And it is.
I couldn't watch a movie with you, Krystle. I would yell at you.
It's so, to me, it's sad because it's like history isn't, there are a lot of bad things, but there's also like these things that are just like, you look at them and it's like, it's beautiful. Like the older dresses and are, they are beautiful, and just like seeing the complete, like watching the process, it makes the outcome feel even more accomplished and more like, oh, like it feels more put together and more please, like it just there's a beauty to. I'm gonna have to send you a video after this, but there's a beauty, and it's like, for example, and this will be the last thing I say on it, but it's the, like, for example, the difference between of how they portray it versus how it actually historically is. That, it's always portrayed that like the corset that women wore was because, oh, it was because of patriarchy and because of men and yada yada yada. But you watch the process and you listen to the history of it and you hear about how it actually wears and how it actually works. The corset was a was something that the women liked to do because, one, it did kind of, it in a way did accentuate their figure, but it also provided warmth, and that was the biggest thing with all their layers and the way they dress is a lot of it because, Great Britain and Europe and whatnot, a lot of it was they needed to keep warm because even during the summer it wasn't that warm. Mm-hmm. So it's like a lot. So the corset helped provide warmth, and of course the corset also, it did also have the unintended benefit of the posture as well. But it's like the corset provided warmth, and it's like they wore, like at least lower class women, they wore shorter dresses, and that their sleeves were 3/4 inch, so they could more easily maneuver and they could more easily work. And they had cloaks when they went out for even more warmth, and they made the cloaks easier to, like, one of the things I watched was a apron was a part of the regular garment of a lower class woman because it provided a place for her to quickly and easily wipe her hands so she doesn't get her dress dirty. And it also helped carry, if she had to carry a lot of things, she could hold up the apron, pile the stuff in, and carry it with that. Like, all this stuff had a, and it's, I don't know if any of you watching or read, you remember when I did that experiment with my friend of dressing like 1950s Polish woman. It's when you understand the process, you understand that there is a purpose to every aspect of the dress, and there's a beauty to understanding that, and I wish more people valued it.
The modest look is very beautiful, they said.
That it is.
No, you're right. If you're going to do something, it should be accurate when you do it. And yeah. I think the reason you're so well versed on everything is kind of because of your writing.
Yeah.
You are one of those actually does the research before she writes something, so it comes out accurate. because I think you take pride in your writing.
I do.
Whereas some people are like, hey, let's do this because boobs. Like that's just kind of what it comes back to, because sex sells, because we've reached an age of degeneracy. I like that word. It's fun.
Yeah,
And people get really mad when you call them that. Degenerate.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's even not even just because of the writing. Like I even before I really got serious about writing, I had a huge fascination with history and understanding it. And I'm going back to how much of a nerd I am. I am one of those that studies history for fun.
Oh my gosh, Krystle, you make it so hard for me. No one studies history for fun.
Apparently I do, and I think Ginger does as well.
Who?
Ginger.
Oh, that makes sense. Well, I understand it from him, Krystle. Like, that makes sense.
That is fair.
Is it?
What's your next thing?
So messed up. Huh?
What's your next grievance? Your why is this a thing?
What was the one? Oh, celebrities. Like everyone's all involved in their lives, and they're like, "Hey, such and such just had a baby, or such and such did this." I don't care. Why does everyone care? I don't understand why people care. I don't care who had a baby. I don't care who's going to be at this place. I just don't care. Oh, this person responded to me on Twitter. I don't care. So what? I'll tell them to go fuck themselves. I don't care. Like, I don't get it. People get so excited over celebrities. They take shits too. Just saying. Like, I mean, let's just get down to the nitty gritty. They take shits. That's all you need to know. They shit too. I should make postcards.
Yeah, that would be I would buy those.
Taking a shit, wish you were here. Like, come on.
Oh my gosh, I've reached that point too. Like I think the other day I was just thinking about how like how much I hate the whole celebrity thing of like it's not just our time. It's been, I mean, of course in different forms, but it's always been a thing where it's like people really put up on a pedestal people that don't necessarily deserve it. But it is so frustrating, and I think it's part of why I've gotten so passionate with things of like.
Ginger's here. Why are you talking about poop?
Ginger always pops in when we're talking about like the grossest things. It's always like Ginger comes in right after I do my whole rant, like 5-hour rant of history, and he comes in right as we're talking about poop. What the heck?
Oh, and wasn't he the one that came in right after we were having that pee joke with Lucas?
Yeah, I think, yeah, he came in when we were talking about periods, I think.
Why are we talking about your menstrual cycles?
Okay, you know what? Let's add that to our list. Why is this a thing? Ginger popping in when we're talking about gross shit instead of my 5-hour rant about historical accuracy.
Yay! Juan is here. Like you said, like on Twitter, who cares what they think about politics? Literally no one. No one cares. If they're an actor or actress, just act. I don't care what your thoughts are. If you're a football player, I don't care. You don't need to I don't give a shit what pisses you off. I'm sorry. You're to entertain me. That's what you chose to do with your life. I don't care what else. Like, I just don't care.
I think I think that's part of why I've gotten so passionate about things like history and stuff is because I'm just I feel like okay, I shouldn't say we, a vast majority of at the very least, the louder voices, because again, when it comes to the common person, they really do see the importance in the things that we're talking about, like history and whatnot. But the loudest voices, it's mainstream. It seems like a lot of people have lost sight of like what's really important and knowing and understanding, and it's probably why I've become so passionate about the mishandling of history, because that's important stuff. That's stuff that it can be entertaining to watch a movie about historical figures and whatnot, even if it is fiction, but it's still important to know the accuracy and the truth behind it, you know?
Krystle, I just, I don't know. I just am not overly concerned about that stuff. I'm just concerned about the fact that people keep walking out in front of my car when I'm driving. That's what I'm concerned about.
That is completely right to be considered out too, because
Is that historical too?
I mean, I'm pretty sure
I
people
wonder. Yeah.
let's be honest, I'm sure people were stupid and walked out in front of carriages too. So I would say
Yeah,
yes.
but it's not as dangerous if you walk out in front of a horse, because a horse is probably not going to, well, I don't know.
No,
Would a horse run into you?
I've heard of cases. I think I have heard of cases where people did more common than not get trampled over by a horse carriage.
I don't drive on the sidewalk, Juan. Oh my gosh. It's like he's never, oh, I forgot. He's like in New Mexico or whatever. There's nobody that lives there.
Oh my, you know what? I'm actually gonna look that up now if people died by trampling of a horse-drawn carriage.
And then after we're done here, you can because it's fun, you could do research on horse-drawn carriage accidents, Krystle. It's history. The history of it, and then the next time we come, you can fill everyone in on the history of accidents by carriage. I'm actually curious now. Let me know what you find.
Wait, what? What?
Did you see what Juan said? It's okay. You're a woman. You're not expected to know how to drive. When did you become a Muslim, Juan? Yeah, I said it. I don't care. I'm gonna get letters, Krystle.
I ain't touching that.
You shouldn't. You're nice.
What the?
Sorry.
Oh, I'm not gonna trust that. That's from Peter. I'm not gonna trust that.
I have to adjust my balls. Hold on, Krystle.
What?
Okay. I don't know. I'm just being stupid.
Let me see what this.
And because Juan is here, I'm only drinking water. Okay? There. I said it. Shut up. Juan knows. Could you imagine the people that listen to us when they don't know our inside jokes in our little group?
Yeah.
Be like, why'd that bitch just say water? I don't understand.
Oh, this is interesting.
Oh no, what? What
this is from the Seacoast Online. It's an article. This is a quote, a passage from the article. On July 2nd, 1864, President Abraham Lincoln's wife Mary was riding into Washington with the driver's seat on the presidential carriage became loose, pitching the driver off. When he was fine, but the terrified horses began to run, taking Mary Lincoln with them. Fearing they would crash, Mary jumped from the carriage. Newspapers reported that the president's wife was merely bruised, but she suffered a head injury that triggered migraines for the remainder of her life. Even if the passengers managed to escape, an out-of-control horse could create havoc for miles.
I'm sorry, history is fun. Well, that poor lady had migraines for the rest of her life, and I'm over here laughing hysterically, with tears coming out of my eyes. I'm visualizing this horse though.
It's like,
Oh,
and I want to say it. I remember reading somewhere too about like how easy it was to cause traffic jams with carriages.
what?
Yeah,
How? Like
because
one horse is faster than the other one, and then it's behind a slow horse.
well, no, it's more like can't remember how they describe it, but like the carriages getting in situations that are kind of awkward to maneuver out of, and you know, you never know. Sometimes a horse can get spooked.
I'm sorry. Read the comment.
Damn it, Juan! Damn it,
Women,
Juan!
women can't even ride in a horse carriage without getting in a wreck.
To be fair, that was the fault of the driver, not the woman on it. I'm just saying.
It's funny though. That's funny.
It is.
Yeah, but to be completely fair with Juan, whenever I'm behind somebody or someone cuts me off, like, oh, that's another one. We can kind of go right into another thing that pisses me off.
Yeah.
You see a person, you're driving, you see a person sitting there, okay? Get closer and closer. And then they want to pull out in front of you. They had all this time when you were so far away. It's like they think about it at the last possible second. And you know what happens? Every time I say to myself, that's a fucking woman. And sometimes I say it out loud. And then I have this problem where I have to see, like I have to figure it out because I'm pretty sure I'm right. So even if I'm not going left, I'll get in the left turning lane and turn just so I can see if it's a woman. And you know what? 99% of the time, it's a woman. I'm sorry. I think we just have too much to do. Roundabouts. Have I met you before? Because what are the chances he's going to bring up roundabouts, Krystle?
I think he's repeating Juan.
Juan. There's no. You know what? No, we're not doing this. There's no fucking purpose. Just go in a circle. You take that center thing out, and fucking go straight. Done. But instead, you got to go around in a circle. Watch how all these people just go in a circle, and then you're behind the person that's terrified because they don't know if that person's going to go right or if they're going to keep going in the circle. So everyone's just sitting there, not knowing what to do. And I'm told they're more efficient. They're not. That's bullshit. I'm sorry. That makes me mad. Men don't navigate them just fine, Juan. Okay, go fuck yourself.
Okay. Keeping with the history theme that I seem to be going with, another thing that peeves me is when they so mistreat and they disrespect historical figures. It pisses me off to no end because it's like the historical figure just becomes like, okay, you know what? We'll do an experiment right now. Red.
Okay.
When I say the name Anne Boleyn, what's the image that pops into your head?
Nothing.
Damn it. Okay, someone in chat. When I say the name Anne Boleyn, what stereotype or image pops into your head? Because I'm going to guarantee you, for most people, it's some sort of seductress, which is so far off from the real Anne Boleyn. And yet they keep portraying her as like this seductress who wooed Henry VIII away from his wife. He was having multiple affairs before Anne Boleyn. Like, first of all, Anne Boleyn is not the cause of their marriage issues. Second, Anne Boleyn didn't even want to be with Henry VIII, and she was courting someone else, and she was to wed them. Henry VIII, though, stepped in because he just had because he just had to have Anne Boleyn. Because he just had to have Anne Boleyn because she was so gorgeous. So I can't remember what he did, but he did something to get the guy she was with out of the picture, and then from then on, he started wooing her. And I think at first,
Krystle is pissed, Juan.
I am.
I have no idea what she's talking about, but
but it's like Anne Boleyn was, not really going for it at first, but Henry VIII kept persisting. He kept insisting, and unfortunately, he was quite the charmer. So eventually, yeah, they, she became the second wife. Yada yada yada. But she is painted as like such a seductress, and it's like no, she was supposed to be with someone else, but Henry VIII got involved. She was a heavily devout woman, just like his first wife. She was in many ways a woman ahead of her time, and a lot of the things she was accused of that got her beheaded, pretty much all of them were made up because the court didn't like her. Henry's court did not like her, so they basically came up with these rumors and they made it seem like she slept with I can't remember one of the guys, but they even said that she slept with her own brother to get her executed.
Weird things make you angry, Krystle. I mean, I get what you're saying, but like that happens with everybody.
I mean, I know it does, but it's infuriating because
but I mean, I don't know why it matters. If she's dead, I don't think she cares.
Well, it's a thing of at least for me, it's disrespectful.
Absolutely.
So that's the biggest thing.
People are shit though.
Yeah.
Why? See, this is the problem. You're so nice that you don't understand that people just suck. They're gonna do this stuff, and you just not. There's no reason to get angry.
No,
as we sit here and rant about all the stuff that pisses us off.
No, I know people just sometimes suck, but that doesn't change the fact that I am pissed at the disrespect of historical figures.
You sound like you'd be my age, Krystle. Like these damn kids and their damn disrespect. I love it.
Basically. It just.
I think the reason that it doesn't bother me the way that it bothers you is because I don't know. Disrespect doesn't, I don't want to say it doesn't bother me because it's obviously wrong, but like, just doesn't affect me the way that it does most people. Because I don't care. Just don't care.
I think it's also a thing too where I think we all have our things like like we all have our things that we feel for lack of a better word connected to.
Right.
So for example, writing like with history and probably also things such as writing and whatnot, I get far more angry about than you probably would. Other things that you would get far more angry about than I probably would.
Oh, absolutely.
Because we have different things that we're connected to. And for me, I'm very, very, very much connected to my love for history. And there's just something about history that I feel a connection to, especially with the things that I find fascinating and that I study. Because it's not every single thing in history I get this heated about. Like, let me see if I can come up with an example. There's just some things in history I don't give as much of a shit about, okay? But if we're talking about like...
You said a curse word!
I've been saying curse words. Where have you been?
Sorry, I had to. Go ahead.
But, like there's some things I wouldn't get as angry about as I do with, like, the wives of Henry VIII or, like, the Salem witch trials or things I get really into studying. So... I think it also depends with me, the specific topic.
That's fair.
Ooh, there we go. Like, oh, yeah, I'll say that. Like, it irritates me, but I probably wouldn't get this passionate of, say, ancient Rome. Because that's not where my thing is. Anyway, your turn. Enough about me and history.
My turn. My turn what?
Well, it pisses you off.
Well, since a lot of people came in from Twitter, I don't like whores on Twitter. They anger me. But I don't know. See, I don't know who does it more. Like the women that post half naked pictures or the guys that defend them against any kind of criticism. Both of them, I don't know, both of them piss me off. I don't know why. And I think the reason is women have come so far to be treated with respect, decency, and, you know, we used to be considered property.
Yeah.
Here's your history part. You know, we used to be considered property, especially of a man when we got married. We're not viewed that way anymore. This, I see it progressing to make us sexual property now. I don't like that. And I know they say, well, that's not you doing it, so it has nothing to do with you. I'm a woman, it kind of does, because what society is teaching men is that this is how women behave. This is how women conduct themselves. From the TV shows we watch to the movies we watch, this is what is becoming normalized. So it is kind of about me, because this is how I'm going to be expected to be. This is how my daughters are going to be expected to be. And it pisses me off. There's absolutely no reason, especially the ones that are married, posting half naked pictures. I don't know. It makes me mad.
Yeah, no, I get that. I completely do. And that surprised no, I don't know if I'd say that. But I would, just to tie it back, this would be an example of, like, say you get more passionate about it than I would, which is not to say I'm not frustrated with it either. I am, but I'm just trying to tie it back with an example. But yeah, it is frustrating. I think I get really, that, you know what, now that I think about it, that's something I'm really frustrated with entertainment mediums, with, like, movies and books. And it's for me, it's both. I get really irritated with the woman aspect and the man aspect about it. It really frustrates me, because for me, when it comes to the whole entertainment thing, it's because of the hypocrisy of it. There's so much hypocrisy with it, and to me, it feels so. To me, it's so unnecessary, because it's like, take for example sex scenes in movies and whatnot. There are very, 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 very few cases where I would say, like, okay, it makes sense that's in there. But even then, it does not need to be shown in as much detail.
Yes.
And,
because, like, I don't know how many times me and my husband were watching a movie and we just look at each other and my husband's like, what the fuck happened here? Because there's absolutely no reason. They'll be in the middle of, like, some war movie, right? Everyone's freaking blowing each other to bits, and then they'll flash to, like, a sex scene. Like, what the hell happened? Did you sit on the remote? Did you fast forward this movie? Because it makes no sense. But they do that all the time.
Yeah, and it's like,
the stories are bad. The stories become bad. The whole storyline, it doesn't fit. It just, because they try to shove it in there, because it's what society has become. People are so sex craved, they almost need it.
It's because, like, for me, it doesn't bother me as much if it's like a lead-in and then it cuts away, like you can tell what's gonna happen, but you don't actually see it happen. That doesn't bother me as much as, like, when it's done in so much detail. I'm just like, okay. Unless someone's gonna get murdered during this, do I really need to see all this? Like, do I really need to? Do I? Because I remember I read an article once about
Hi, Matt. Sorry.
I read an article once that was about the first episode of the show The Americans, which I haven't watched, but I read the article, and I was talking about how in that show brace yourself, there are 3 sex scenes within that show, within that first episode, and I haven't seen it, so I can't comment on how graphic each one is, but it was talking about how each one was, like, a different purpose for, like, the character. Like, the one was to show the characters struggle with and everything, and like the last one in the episode was supposed to show like when she like actually has like when she's actually equal to her partner and whatever yada yada yada. And it's like at the time I got that, and as I think about it right now, I'm kind of like I still kind of get it, but and again I can't comment because I haven't seen it, but part of me still kind of like, but how much do you really need to show of that to get that message across? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like how, like for example, if the first sex scene in the episode is to show how she has to do these uncomfortable things for her job, that's fine. That okay. That's a good reason to have a lead in for it and to basically hint, tell the audience without showing it. That's a perfectly valid reason. But do you still really need to show it happen? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It just yeah it. See for me that's yeah yeah I don't get it, and it's why I don't really write those scenes because it's like why do you need it?
It just doesn't make any sense to me. I try to have it make it just doesn't. Just doesn't.
Yeah, and it's like I don't I yeah Mana said, I don't mind nudity or sex scenes. I hate unnecessary scenes, characters, and episodes. Fillers are boring as fuck. Forced romantic interests are lame and waste of time. I do agree with that, yeah. I I think Manus we still might somewhat differ from the nudity and sex. Well, yeah, I a little bit, but for the most part I do agree with you. Like
Any I was just gonna say anything else you don't understand, Beyonce?
Um, no, I just want to throw out there too that I actually because for those who don't know, I write in the supernatural genre, and it's like I do have ideas that include like succubi, which are basically the demons that visit men in their dreams to yeah even
To what?
even even they're female demons that show up in men's dreams to have sex with them basically.
I know, I just wanted to see if you'd actually say it.
But it's like I don't know. It's just I'm thinking of like my ideas that include but succubi, whatever. And I feel like even with that, I don't really feel the need to have sex scenes. It's so I really come to kind of question like what's the real purpose of it, you know?
Well, Krystle, because people are perverts.
Yeah, that's
There you
fair.
go. It is, of course, it's fair. That I really think it was feminism. It was never this bad before. I mean, obviously, human nature, sex driven to a point, but I mean, come on, there's no way people
Well,
will can say that this is not getting to the point where it's so excessive. Even the
I
children.
well, ancient Rome was pretty bad, and
I
which
mean,
might
we're
be
not talking about Rome.
no, I know, and no, it's I I just want to say that it's there have been periods of time in history where things have been this bad. Like ancient Rome was so to a degree, ancient Rome was almost worse than the hookup culture we have now.
Oh my gosh, Krystle, you're fucking depressing me.
Anything else before we go, Red?
Yeah, you're making me mad now.
So whatever you do, you know
What?
what? It's good you don't have an interest in history. Never research ancient Rome.
No, I already know. It's just like it's I I I don't know. I just didn't want to get into history. And I should have knew the second I said it, you were going to be like, actually, in,
I can't
in
believe I
ancient,
actually do you.
you did, you actually me.
Wow, I really need to calm my nerd. Also, man, you're thinking of ikigai. At least that's what I found in my research. Ikigai, incubi are the male version. Sorry, that at least that's what I got from my research. Anything else right before we go for the night?
Oh, people with Amazon lists in their bio on Twitter.
That's a thing.
Hmm.
Why?
I don't know. They want presents because they exist. I have no idea.
Huh.
I can't believe, like, I made a tweet about it. I can't believe people have never seen this.
I think I might have once or two.
The audacity.
Have I ever seen? Okay, like an Amazon wish list or?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that.
Oh yeah, it's hilarious when you
What
see it.
side of Twitter are you on?
I mean, no, I follow some that are on quote unquote the funny Twitter, and they'll retweet these people. And like, because I follow them, I'm like, oh, I'll go check up their timeline. Maybe they're funny because sometimes, you have a bad day, you got to look at some funny tweets. I seen the one had a freaking Amazon wish list. So I'm like, what the fuck's this hoe doing? So I click it because just what I do. I clicked it. There's a bunch of like lingerie, right? It's hilarious. There's a bunch of lingerie, like bras, teddies. I think there was, oh my God. And then there was like a 200, almost $300 exercise bike. That's how, listen, asking for lingerie online from men that you do not know is how you end up fucking dead. Because then you're going to get that sicko that's like, oh, this is what she looks like. Oh, this is what the lingerie looks like. And then in a wacko's brain, he visualizes you in it. And next thing you know, he's knocking at your door. And a week later, he's wearing your skin.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, maybe be safe, ladies, and get a fucking job or a husband.
Yeah.
Have him buy you lingerie. I'm sorry. It doesn't really make me mad. That one just like, it's just, I don't get it. That's an I don't get it.
Same here. I don't get it. But what I do get is Madness saying that Greece was better because of its mythology. That, yes.
Yeah, I like Greek mythology.
Huh?
I liked mythology.
Oh, mythology. So we should do an episode on mythology.
Oh geez, Krystle, I can't get into those. I'm more like trolley type. You'd have to do that with Ginger.
Okay.
You guys go into it with the intellectual stuff. My head hurts when I do that.
Okay, but like, what if we made fun of some of the stories? You could make fun of Zeus.
I mean, I probably would.
It'd be hilarious. We could make fun of
All right,
Zeus.
all right.
Yay.
Fine. Yay. I'm excited.
And on that note, any closing thoughts?
No, but I will say when we do it, I might get a lot of shit wrong just because I know it'll make you mad.
And I'll be there to actually you.
I know you will.
It's what I do.
I know.
So, on that note, I hope y'all enjoyed this episode, and I hope you guys decide to tune in whenever we do another one. And until then, y'all have a good one fighting.
Bye.
Bye.